Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Ozark Living. Today's video and topic, where to live, Lake of the Ozarks. Let's check it out. All right, hey guys, my name is Scott, and if this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome, thank you, and while you're here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell, because every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm dropping a new video telling you everything you need to know about moving to or living in the Lake of the Ozark area. We're also a group of licensed lenders and agents, so as much as I love making these videos, I would love even more to help you with your lending or real estate needs. So that number popping up below, I am the guy who answers the phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. If there's a question, a scenario, or something I can do, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. In the meantime, today's video, we're talking about where to live in Lake of the Ozarks. And as people are doing their research and thinking about coming down, they're trying to figure out what is the best thing for them. So where do we live? Let's grab a map and let's pull up the lake, right? As you pull up the lake, you're gonna see it looks like an ancient Chinese dragon. We are always referring to different parts of this lake in correlation to parts of the dragon. So the head, the neck, the belly, the legs, the tail, depending on where you are on the lake, depends on where you're at on the dragon. So in trying to figure out where to live on the lake, you gotta think about what is the reasons for coming down and what is the purpose, or where do you maybe need to be. So folks that are coming down that need to work in a very specific location, we just had some people relocate that had to work at the hospital, so they're in Osage Beach, which means they had to be in a relatively easy drive and commute to Osage Beach. So you don't want to live on certain parts of the lake because we know it's tricky to get across. So hey, thinking about why are we coming down here? If we're relocating for our family, single family home, whether it's lakefront or off lake, it doesn't matter. But hey, what are we doing for work? And do we need to be close to that office building or that establishment of whatever kind? Then cool, we need to start there, and we need to expand our search radius from work location. Some folks we talk to work remotely and they don't need to be in any specific spot. That gives them way more freedom and flexibility to explore different parts of the lake or get away from the lake and find some off-lake type stuff. So hey, if we're coming down very specifically for a job and we got to be close to it, let's figure that out. If we can do things outside of job, or we work remotely, or maybe we're retired, then we can start to explore everything that's around the lake, whether it's lakefront or off-lake properties. But places that you want to think about on where do you want to live, and if we look at the dragon, you got towards the head of the dragon up towards lakeside, that's where the Bagnell Dam is, that's where the strip is. A lot of tourism, a lot of attraction out there, a lot of folks that visit that area, and so a popular place to kind of be up towards the head, even the neck and the belly, right? So as you move down the lake and you start to get into the villages of the Four Seasons, that peninsula right there, that's a very high demand, great location, tons of amenities, tons of lakeside restaurants, tons of things to do in that area. And as you mosey on down to the belly of that dragon, you're gonna find Osage Beach. And so where to live? If you're thinking that you need to be close by to everything, grocery stores and gas stations and retail shops, or maybe your work is in those locations, if you got to be close, those are phenomenal places to live in. Amazing homes in that area, gated communities, there's golf courses. And so as you're exploring where to live, put that on the map. Like, definitely come down and definitely visit those areas. Call us, we'll come show you around. But if you're in that area, definitely want to check it out. Definitely going to be a lot of good choices and options. Moving down the waterway, we know that once you get further down towards kind of the legs of the dragon, you're going to find yourself in Camdenton. And I love Camdenton. I'm pretty close to it. That's pretty much my spot where I go. And our family, we live way down mile marker 42. So we're way down the lake towards Roach and Climax Springs. And so Camdenton is that closest city feel that we have, or I guess small town feel that we have. But that's where the Walmart is and the grocery stores and the hardware stores. But Camdenton's a super cool, like, I don't know, quaint Midwestern town. It has a courthouse down there and some retail shops. It has all the amenities that you want. It has schools from kindergarten to high school. And so, man, what a great option to kind of if you're thinking of relocating your family and you want to nestle yourself into community, you want to be able to build relationships with people in that town, or you get into church, or your kids' schools, or maybe your job is in Camdenton, but if you want to be in that little tight-knit community, that's going to be a great option and definitely something to consider. You're going to have part of the lake that's going to come down and touch into Camdenton, and if you want that lakefront property, cool, but there's a lot of great choices down in Camdenton that's going to give you a lot of elbow room, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But Camdenton is going to be a great option. Then as you work your way further back towards the lake, you're going to have places like Sunrise Beach, which is super popular. And when you pull up Sunrise Beach, you're going to realize that part of Sunrise Beach kind of touches up towards the neck of the dragon, and then the other part of Sunrise Beach kind of touches more towards the tail. So we're towards the tail of that, but there's a lot of fun up towards the neck as well. So got to take a look at Sunrise Beach. You got Lori a little further out, so away from the waterways. If you want to explore a little bit more elbow space and stuff, you can get up towards Lori. And then as you work your way down the tail of the dragon, you're going to have places like Roach and Climax Springs and Proctor, and just all the way back down to Warsaw. And so if you're thinking about where to live, that's a basic overview of the entire lake, but you got to think about again, why you're coming down and what's the purpose of it. And as you're exploring those options, right, you're exploring whether you need it for single family homes for you and your family. Great, we got to uncover what that looks like. But maybe you're coming down purely for an investment purpose and you want to find condos and you want lakefront condos. That's a great option to try to grab some properties. You're going to make them very appealing when it comes to short-term or even long-term rental. But even that short-term kind of VRBO or Airbnb is a great option for those properties because it's going to be super low maintenance. You're going to have the HOA that's going to take care of a lot of that stuff. You can market it really well. And again, during those peak seasons, that Memorial Day to Labor Day, you should probably have that thing rented out and you're just turning it constantly. So from an investment standpoint and just, hey, I need a good ROI and I need a place to put some money and I want to earn a return, condos up in that head, neck, belly area, the lakeside to Village of Four Seasons to Osage Beach is going to be a great option. If you can find the right one, then we got to make sure that we can have the cash flow on it. You also have to make sure that those properties are going to meet your needs when it comes to short-term rentals. Not all of them allow short-term Airbnb, VRBO rentals. So if that's an interest in something that you want to do, then we're able to set you up very specifically for a home search that allows for those properties to do what you're looking to do. So outside of like single family homes for you and your family, or maybe condos for an investment stuff, there's a lot of really cool just gated communities and some golf course communities too. And we've talked recently to some people who are in those northern states and they're tired of the harsh winters and they want to come down, they want a different lifestyle, right? Scenery, peace, quiet, but they want the warmer weather and they also enjoy golfing. So hey, let's check out maybe some of these golf course communities that are gated, privacy, security, right? They're gated communities. Obviously you have the amenity of the golf course right there, and what an amazing way to build community with your neighbors who know and like the same things that you do. You're secure in that area. Wake up, go golfing with your buddies, go hit the lakeside restaurants at night. Like, another super great option is getting off the water a little bit, maybe checking out some of those communities as well. And now that you're off the water, surprisingly, we have a lot of people that reach out just asking about pure land. Just, hey, I just want to buy some land. Maybe they want to build on it. Maybe they want to put their RV on it. Like, it's interesting to see how many people are just interested in elbow space, and I can understand it, right? We split our time. We're in Denver, super congested, a lot of people constantly all over you. It's nice to come down here where you have elbow space and room, and I think there's a lot of people throughout the country that feel the same way. Like, you're probably in a spot right now where maybe your neighbors are too close, or there's too many cars, or it's packed highways and all that nonsense. Like, you come down here and it's super chill and laid back and relaxed and a slower pace, and there's a calmness about it. And so the more that I'm exploring that, the more I'm realizing that a lot of folks just want more land to do what they want to do on it. And now, yeah, obviously if there's a home on there already, great. They might want it something that's pure raw, that they can just build their own stuff. But we've had people asking from 5 acres of land up to 60 acres lakefront land. And so there's a lot of options when it comes to that. There's a lot of stuff that's still undeveloped that if you have the means and the desire and the want and the drive, like, that's another great option to try to explore. So again, as we're trying to explore where to live when we're down here, the first thing to uncover is obviously the why, right? Like, Why do we have to be here? Do we have to be at a very specific location for work or a very specific location for our family and we got to be close by? Cool. We figure out what that pinpoint is, and then you can start to build a radius out from that. If you have freedom and flexibility with, working remotely, or you're already retired, then you got to explore different parts of the lake, right? Head, neck, and belly. High traffic, high tourism, lots of retail stuff, a lot of activities, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, a lot of hype. Like, that's a great spot to be if you want to be in that hustle and bustle, or at least the hustle and bustle of what this lake is. Those are great spots. If you want a little bit more separation, you want a little bit more elbow space, you want a little bit more country, like a little bit more country in already country, I think that's right. Then you got to move away, right? Go down the lake a little bit, hit Camdenton, go to Sunrise, come out here to Roach and Climax Springs, and you're going to have the peace and scenery of this lake. You're going to be close enough to still get to things. You're not that far away, but you're going to want to uncover, is that drive and commute going to be okay if I have to go to the grocery store and some other things? And then, hey, just what's the desire of the property, right? Like, are we single family homes on the lakefront? Or do we want second and third tier homes, which is going to be a further up from the lake? Like right now we're pretty lake level, but there's homes that are further up, right? And obviously the further up you are, the bigger your scenery is, right? The bigger your view is. So there's a lot of folks that would rather be at a higher elevation so they can see more. They're not interested directly in the lake water or lakefront. There's a lot of people that want to be further up because they want bigger views, more scenery, and they don't necessarily need to be, lakefront or on the lower level of everything. And then start to uncover again off lake type stuff, even further out. If you want acreage and land, you want to do some farming, you want to buy raw land to just do your own thing on. There's a lot of choices and options around here, and it's going to be an easy commute to the lake if you want to enjoy the lake. So the more that, right, we're having conversations and realizing that it's not 100% everything lake around here, that there's a lot of other choices and options off lake. So thinking about where to live, right, think about what we can do to help you, okay? And I say it all the time, I'll say it again, right? We're licensed lenders and agents. I love making these videos, and I love more to help you with those lending or real estate needs. So one more time, the number popping up below, I am the guy who answers the phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. If there's a question, a scenario, or something I can do to help uncover where to live at the lake, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. Until the next video, we'll see you then. Bye. Need to be. So folks that are coming down that, big fish just jumped. So folks that are coming down close to, whoever it is. So again, as we're